think far too often we get stuck in trying to figure out, why am I feeling this way? What happened to make me, get really sad or really angry? Or why am I happy when the world around me seems crazy and chaotic? And those are all okay. It's valid the way you feel and when you feel that way. Sometimes it's not just about knowing the why behind it. It's just acknowledging it and accepting it for the feeling and the sound in that moment. Just like your feelings matter, no matter where you find yourself. Maybe life is rushing by like a waterfall, or peaceful like a quiet lake, or breezy like sand in the desert. Here, we're learning to be brave enough to feel the sound. So let's tune in, feel the sound, and be brave together. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Welcome back to Tune In. I'm your host, Bridget. I'm so excited you're here for episode 7, Lessons from the Sea. I can't wait to share more with you today. There's some lessons already mentioned in episode 1, so if you haven't already watched it, go catch up and then come back for episode 7. See you soon. So I mentioned in episode 1 my absolute love and passion for the beach, the ocean. I grew up going to the ocean, and I remember being very little and having absolutely no care in the world, no thought process of what could possibly be along the bottom of the ocean floor, and would just run off into the waves, listening to them splash, probably trip, fall face down, get some salt water in my eyes and mouth. But spending a day in the ocean and just having the waves around me was an absolute blast. Again, nothing on what could have possibly been in the bottom or swimming around me ever really crossed my mind. And that's kind of what exploring emotions has been for me. The more I've dug in to understand why we feel the way we do, or why we hear certain sounds the way that we do when we're feeling certain ways, or how even trauma can affect the way that we feel certain feelings, has been that same excitement for me as if I'm going to the beach and on an ocean journey. As I've prepared to launch Maddie's book, which launched last week and has had an amazing response. Thank you so much for your support and your love for her story. It just made me start reevaluating the thought processes and really thinking through, what are the lessons from the sea, from Maddie's story and Arnold and Bella and all of their friends, and just the ocean itself. And I think what I've learned just over the past few years, really digging into these characters and their story and their own journey through their big feelings, is not that we have to have everything figured out in that moment. I know there's been times along this journey where I've heard really positive, happy, cheery sounds like giggling and clapping, and the confidence has flowed. And there's been other times where I've been a little nervous and I've heard more of a thud or a womp womp, or just complete silence because it felt sad and lonely and I wasn't sure where to go. But in those moments, I learned that just acknowledging it meant more than me knowing exactly why I felt that way in the moment. So I think the lessons from the sea here are just to be brave. Everything that we're talking about here on Tune In, being brave enough to feel that sound and not get stuck in it. I think far too often we get stuck in trying to figure out, why am I feeling this way? What happened to make me, get really sad or really angry? Or why am I happy when the world around me seems crazy and chaotic? And those are all okay. It's valid the way you feel and when you feel that way. Sometimes it's not just about knowing the why behind it. It's just acknowledging it and accepting it for the feeling and the sound in that moment. My hope for you, reader, as you read these books in the series, Arnold's Silent Heart and Bella's Cheering Spirit, and now Maddie's Breezy Soul, is that as you read them, you're learning how to quiet the other noise and the sounds that you're hearing in that moment and recenter yourself into something that's breezy and calm. And my real hope is that the kids in your life are learning a new way to express their feelings, not just with the color, but with the sound, with something that they can relate to every day, all day long. And that they learn that when they're feeling silence and they hear sadness, or when rumble takes over and their face becomes flushed like Maddie's, or that a breeze is their calm, balanced space, and they learn how to combine all of these and to be calm. As you explore sounds and feelings, will you just continue to be brave enough to feel those sounds, knowing that you have a safe place here at Tune In? And if you're an educator or a counselor, I have resources that I've created that are available to you on my website, bridgetmelton.com. I have resources that pair with each book that I would love for you to use with the students that you have the opportunity to work with. Drop a comment below, because next week we're having a little Q&A of the C Symphony. What's next, what's coming, where we've been, where we're going. And I need your help. So leave a comment below, ask a question, leave your favorite memory from reading these stories or one of the other ones. Help me out. Let's have a great episode next week. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I will be back next week telling you all about what's next, what's coming for the C Symphony, and answering all of your questions. Until next time, don't forget to tune in, be brave enough to feel those feelings, and I'll see you soon. Bye.